I'm Rob Wolcott, a professor of innovation and entrepreneurship at the Kellogg School of Management at Northwestern University, and a proud member of the Business Advisory Council at the Woxsen School of Business. I've been asked to talk to you a little bit about business plans. Well, I'm actually not a fan of business plans in general because it gets us very focused on writing documents that often don't get used. But you need business plans. You need them to communicate what you're trying to do to the people you need on your side, your investors, your team members, etc. So let's talk briefly about how to make them great. First of all, number one, clear, clear, clear. Always think clarity. Get rid of the business lingo. Get rid of the business speak. Be very clear as if you're talking to a friend who's not in this industry. I like to think about it in terms of what, why, for whom, how, and the team. So what's your business? You need to be able to state your business concept in one or two sentences very succinctly. Put that right up front in any presentation, any business plan. Don't make people wait to hear the point. Second, even more important, what are the value propositions? Why are you doing this? Why is this meaningful, do you think, to the investors you're going to? Why could it be meaningful to the team members you're trying to bring onto the team? Why are you doing it for the world? Is it to make money? Is it to solve a social problem? Is it both? All are fine, but be very clear about why. Third, for whom? The value propositions. Why do you believe customers are going to buy your product or service? Why do you think anyone's going to care? And value propositions, you've got to think very deeply about this. Oftentimes we think we know why customers will buy, and we don't really. It takes research and prototyping and testing, and you really don't know if people are going to buy what you have until they're actually buying it. So let's think briefly about that for whom value proposition. Value propositions are based on costs and benefits. And remember, it's not just features and functionality, the things that people are going to love and do with the product. It's also the emotional component. It's any sort of change they might need to make to the way they live or the way they work or the way their company operates. These are all costs we have to consider when we create a value proposition statement. Be very clear about the value proposition, not just to the customers, they're the most important, but also to your investors, your employees, partners, everybody in the game. Because if everybody important in the game doesn't win, then your program won't work. How are you going to do this? How are you going to take this to market? How are you going to develop it and experiment? Because at the very beginning, the reality is you don't really know what you're going to do. You don't really know where this is going to go. You have hypotheses, you have assumptions, and they might be very smart and well researched. I hope they are. Make that clear. Make it clear when it's a statement of fact, something you know, and make it clear when it's an assumption, something you hypothesize. And then show how you're going to resolve those uncertainties, how you're going to prove or disprove those hypotheses to get to a better place, to be ready to then scale the business. Not just test and develop and get a few people happy, but find hundreds, thousands, maybe millions of people who are using your product or service. That's the scalability aspect. So that's how you're going to do this. And finally, the team. So who are the people that are going to be carrying this forward? Any investor's first question is after what is the business concept is who are the people in which I'm investing? That's always more important. So most investors say, experienced investors say, if I have a great team and a pretty good plan, I'm interested. If I have a great plan and an average team, I'm going to talk to somebody else. So make sure you celebrate the team. Make sure if you are missing pieces to that team, you make it very clear what skills, capabilities, competencies you need to add to that team, what you're doing about it, when they need to come on. But ultimately, it's all about the entrepreneurs, maybe that's you, who are going to make this happen. Thank you again, and good luck on your journey.